Hello and welcome, dear viewers, to the series of my SQL. By now, we have learned categories and elements of SQL commands, practical implementation of create database, use database, show databases, create table, show tables, and describe command. In today's video, we would be learning about key constraints used in defining a table in SQL. Constraints. The word constraint means rules. Constraints are being used while creating any sort of relation for implementing or enforcing rules on the data column. इससे क्या बेनिफिट होगा हमको? इससे ये बेनिफिट होगा कि आपने अगर कोई टेबल क्रिएट की है तो यूज़र उसमें डेटा जो एंटर कर रहा है वो पर्टिकुलर किसी लिमिट में करेगा. लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ आई हैव क्रिएटेड अ attribute of marks and the marks should not exceed 100. Isn't it, children? The marks cannot be below 0 as well as it cannot be above 100. But in case by mistake the user is typing it as 1000, then there should be a limit, there should be a check. So constraint ensures the accuracy and reliability of data in the database. It limits the type of data that can go into the table. You can apply checks because of the key constraints. So the very first key constraint available is primary key constraint. Primary key, we have already learned in our video what are the different keys, in which we have learned that primary key always accepts unique values, unique records. Like for example, in our table in the database class 12, we already have a table with the name student. So when we would go through the records of the table student, you will find the attribute which is having primary key, that is my admission number and roll number. You will see there is no repetition of values in the column roll number. You see it's a primary key, then you cannot have same value or you cannot have even a blank value over here. This is the feature for primary key. So now if I have a primary key constraint, then what would happen, children? What would happen? The key would be declared as primary key. It must not be null. It must have unique values across the column. And usually primary key is applied to a single column. We don't have multiple columns of primary key. Although if the necessity is, we can. It has to be unique in every row. Remember this, every row. What is the syntax of primary key? When you will be declaring, creating a table, during that process itself, we can mention these key constraints. If you remember in our previous video, we have created a table with the name student. Let us keep creating another table today with another name. Let's keep the table name as, suppose, student 1. And here now, while I'm creating table student 1, we are declaring roll number as integer data type as well as with primary key. See the syntax, I'm not putting comma after int. कल जब हमने टेबल बनाया था तो int के बाद कॉमा लगाया था, बट अब हम प्राइमरी की के बाद कॉमा लगाएंगे. क्यों? क्योंकि हम यही डिक्लेयर कर रहे हैं रोल नंबर एट्रीब्यूट का डेटा टाइप इंट होगा और उसका कंस्ट्रेंट प्राइमरी की होगा. Next constraint is unique key constraint. Children, unique word means what? Something which is having a single individual value, something which is not repeated. So the purpose of unique key is not that your attribute will be primary key. ज़रूरी नहीं है कि मेरा एट्रीब्यूट जो है वो प्राइमरी की ही हो, लेकिन हम ये भी इंश्योर कर सकते हैं कि ये मेरा नेक्स्ट कॉलम है जो प्राइमरी की नहीं है, मगर फिर भी इसमें कोई भी वैल्यूज़ रिपीटेड नहीं होंगी. सो व्हाट विल बी द सिंटैक्स फॉर दिस? It will be having again name of the attribute, that is name of the column, data type of the column, and then unique keyword. Which keyword, children? Unique keyword. So let us see. We'll also have one more key as unique key. So in this table again we can have, suppose, board roll number, that is your registration number, with int data type and unique key constraint, again comma after unique key. Next is your not null constraint. Not null, null का मतलब जहाँ आप खाली वैल्यू छोड़ सकते हैं, वैल्यू को आप खाली छोड़ सकते हैं, लेकिन नल का मतलब ज़ीरो नहीं है. मान लीजिए अभी मेरे पास किसी बच्चे का ब्लड ग्रुप नहीं है, आई हैव अ ब्लड ग्रुप कॉलम एंड द ब्लड ग्रुप इज़ नॉट अवेलेबल विथ मी, बट वेरी सून ही और शी वुड बी सबमिटिंग इट. तो हम क्या कर सकते हैं, अपने टेबल में उस पर्टिकुलर डेटा वैल्यू को ब्लैंक छोड़ सकते हैं. बट इफ़ यू अप्लाई अ नॉट नल कंस्ट्रेंट टू एन एट्रीब्यूट, तो यूज़र चाहकर भी किसी भी रिकॉर्ड में उस डेटा वैल्यू को ब्लैंक नहीं छोड़ सकता. What will be the syntax for not null? See carefully. Name, varchar. Here the attribute name they have taken as name. Varchar, size of varchar. अगर हम char और varchar लेते हैं तो size बताना पड़ता है. And then key constraint is not null. Let us apply the same in our table. So again I am also taking it as nm for the name. Data type is varchar. We need to tell the size of varchar, so we are telling 20. 20 is more than enough. इससे बड़े names नहीं होते हैं. And what is the key constraint we are applying here? Not null. मतलब आप name का column जो है उसका record खाली नहीं छोड़ सकते हैं. Okay. Next key constraint is default key constraint. Default value means something which is automatically available to us. तो अगर हम किसी कॉलम को डिफ़ॉल्ट की दे देते हैं, असाइन कर देते हैं, तो फिर अगर यूज़र कोई वैल्यू नहीं भी देते हैं तो डिफ़ॉल्ट वैल्यू वहाँ आ जाती है. आई रिपीट, अगर यूज़र कोई वैल्यू नहीं एंटर करता है तो वहाँ डिफ़ॉल्ट जो वैल्यू दी गई है वो रिफ्लेक्ट होती है. लेकिन यूज़र अगर वैल्यू एंटर करेगा, इफ़ द यूज़र इज़ एंटरिंग द वैल्यू, तो फिर यूज़र की दी हुई वैल्यू ही रिफ्लेक्ट होगी. सी द सिंटैक्स ऑफ दिस. जेंडर varchar 3 default f. So the name of the attribute is gender. Data type is varchar with the size 3. And what is written? Default constraint is saying f. मतलब अगर यूज़र वैल्यू नहीं डालेगा तो बाय डिफ़ॉल्ट एफ ऑफ फीमेल हो जाएगा, और अगर यूज़र ने वहाँ एम या एफ की एंट्री की तो ये वैल्यू जो है वो चेंज हो जाएगी. सो लेट अस आल्सो हैव इट हियर. जेंडर, लेट्स हैव इट एज varchar 1 because we will be entering only m or f, and we'll make it default Now varchar means the value you will have to enter in quotes. So that means your value f or m whatever you want to give should also be in quotes. Rule याद है ना आपको? char और varchar को हम single quotes या double quotes में enclose करते हैं. Next is children, last one, check constraint. Check word से ही समझ में आता है that you can ensure that the values in the column satisfies certain condition. The example which I gave you in the beginning, if I am making a column marks, there should be a check. कोई गलती से 45 की जगह -45 ना टाइप कर दे, कोई गलती से 100 के अंदर आने वाले मार्क्स में 200 ना टाइप कर दे. So what we can do is same ways, name of the attribute, data type, check constraint, and then the limit of it. So let us have it. Marks int, you can have it float also, check की वैल्यू डालने के लिए आपको एक बार फिर से पैरेंथेसिस ओपन और पैरेंथेसिस क्लोज करना होगा. सी दिस सिंटैक्स, you will have to open and close the parenthesis once again and mention here which attribute will have the value between which limit. So here we are saying marks between 0 and 100. So we'll type here marks between 0 and 100. Now first parenthesis of check closed, next parenthesis of the main create table command close, and always remember semicolon sign, enter. Now see what has happened, children. It is saying query okay. That means we are ready with another table with the name student1. Now if I try to see using describe command the structure of student1, it is going to show me not only the structure. Here you have seen it has shown me the values. Here we are seeing the structure. So describe command is showing me that the data type of roll number is int. It is primary key, so null is not allowed. Registration number is unique key, so null is allowed. Then name you have set not null as the constraint, तो अपने आप देखो null no हो गया है. Then gender में आपने एक default value दी है F, so it is going to keep F if there is no entry done by the user. Children, in our upcoming video, I'll be showing you how to do record or tuple entry in a relation. We would be learning commands like insert. We will be learning command of select for retrieving the records from the table, as well as I'll show you how these key constraints work while entering the data. So stay connected with us and keep practicing, keep learning. Thank you.